A recent Arup report lists 50 benefits associated with making more cities walkable, from improvements to mental health to supporting local businesses. Jeff Speck, author of Walkable City, notes, get walkability right and so much of the rest will follow. It's also worth noting that as the youngest generation of Australians move away from driving, the importance of pedestrian areas in our cities will only increase. But there are many other reasons driving the importance of pedestrian and shared areas. And whilst urban designers must consider many different stakeholders, the needs of pedestrians must come first. The risk of slips, trips and falls in poorly designed pedestrian areas is high, and the legal consequences of these accidents can be extreme. Bodily injury claims across Australia last year were around $500 million for personal injury and property damage. The source of the claim generally comes from the public. The target of the claim is often the client and the designer. Urban pavements are found in public domains, community areas, streetscapes, schools, business parks, car parks and private developments. And urban designers have the responsibility to ensure that public spaces are functional, attractive and safe for pedestrians. Effective stormwater management is required for durable and long-lasting pavements, and foot-friendly grates are necessary for pedestrian safety. Ease of access for water and other services is also critical for ongoing maintenance. Compliance with relevant legislation and building standards is required. The National Construction Code, including the Building Code of Australia, only applies to buildings and is therefore not really relevant to most exterior areas. However, many councils have their own extensive planning regulations for external spaces, especially when it comes to streetscapes. Pedestrian safety for pavement elements is not confined to any one Australian standard, but spread over a number because of the limited scope of each standard. Accessibility and disability requirements are also important. Compliance and accessibility standards in certain areas is required under the law, for instance, access to buildings. Overly bumpy or steep pedestrian spaces will create trip hazards, particularly for the elderly, children, and those with a disability. One motivation that often leads to steep or undulating pavements is the need for surface water management. It does not have to be that way. Pavements could remain flat if drainage was properly incorporated during the planning stage. A lack of planning can have a marked effect on a project's life cycle and impact the overall design in negative ways. Pavements visually and physically interact with the environment. If not specified thoughtfully, pavement elements will become eyesores and create walking hazards. Drains and service enclosures are a vital part of any urban or building project. For a durable and long-lasting pavement, effective stormwater management is the key. For drainage, we see that grates, being both heel-friendly and slip-resistant, are vital components of the selection criteria to keep pedestrians safe. Service enclosures, well, they house essential elements giving access to key underground cables, pipes and other utilities. They also need to be accessible, trafficable, and act to preserve the visual continuity of the pavement or floor. So from project to project, decisions are going to be largely affected by the requirements of various stakeholders.